What's going on, everyone? Chris from PickDogs.com here with your morning show. It is Sunday, May 18th, 2025. As you can see, I got a great group of cappers with me today. It's a loaded card, Major League Baseball, last day of rivalry week, the first rivalry weekend at least. We got NBA, NHL playoffs. We're going to talk some WNBA. So we're going to get right into it. Like I said, you can see I got a fantastic group of cappers with me today. We'll start at the top. Big Al, how's it going?
Pretty good. Was 1-1 yesterday. Cashed the Preakness Stakes with journalism to win. Lost my baseball play on the Padres. So looking to bounce back and get back into the win column today and go 2-0. Have NBA and hockey on the docket today.
I decided to tune into the Preakness yesterday. That was actually one of the crazier races I've seen in a long time. So I would say,
that was. I mean, that was unbelievable what that horse did.
Yeah, absolutely. But move on now to the newest member of our Pick Dogs family, our crazy group of kids we got running around here. Jeremy, how's it going?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. You guys were talking about Preakness. I think my horse was the one that finished without the rider. I'm in Baltimore, so we were obviously big parties around here watching it and seeing what happened and wondering if they were going to change the outcome the way that journalism pushed through, but fun time.
Yeah, I can tell you there's no worse feeling. I think I've been the guy that's had the horse that's had no rider more times than probably not. So, but par for the course for me. But Brian, how are you doing?
This has been maybe the worst half month for me, start to the month that I think I've ever had. And I probably say that from time to time, but it just feels like it. So I'm thinking that the rest of the month I'm going to catch fire, looking for a 5-0 today. So hopefully I get that happens because I really like the card. I think I'm seeing at least today's card fairly well.
Well, Brian opened for a big day today, but someone I haven't seen in a while. Wayne, how's it going?
What's going on, Chris? Solid year overall. Coming off a rough month, kind of like Brian just stated, but scratched into the profit yesterday with a 2-2 day. But I did lose my play today, getting a little greedy with San Fran run line as they only scored one run, left a lot of men on base. I do feel like I was still on the right side, although it was a loss. As you mentioned, lots of sports. Always glad to hear what the guys say and give you guys some winners of my own.
Absolutely. And Joe Vaughn, last but not least, how are you doing?
Yeah, had my first losing day in about the last 9 days rather. So that was a bummer. It was based on the WNBA. I went 0 in the W. My baseball was pretty good, went 2-1. So just gotta shore up on the W because I kind of pushed it because I had a 2-1 night the night before in the W. So I got a good read on things and absolutely not. But it is what it is. Looking to bounce back today. Got some strong plays on, in tow. It's Game 7, Western Conference semifinals. Got a full slate of baseball, so let's get it going.
Absolutely. I think I was right there with you. I think the thing for me was that I went 2-1 yesterday in the WNBA, but the 2 that I gave out were the 2 I gave here, and the one that I liked on the premium side was the one that I got wrong. I bought into the aces, and they got their teeth kicked in. But I was like, I had the fever written down, and I was like, and I, for whatever reason, decided to switch last minute. If there's one thing I've learned, it's always stick with your gut. My gut has very rarely steered me wrong, unless it's Taco Bell or something like that.
And the Chicago Sky.
One thing you're gonna have to look.
Roasted. The Sky getting roasted yesterday. That was
one thing you're gonna have to look at.
Go ahead, Javon.
Oh,
little guest appearance. The Sky are still one of the worst teams, I think, in the WNBA. They didn't do anything in the offseason. And there's one of those ones we always talk about, the ones that just look too easy and that feel like they are, but it's just like, I don't know.
The problem is everybody loves to bet Caitlin Clark, the LeBron James of the WNBA, and it's just But they got their butts kicked.
But what do we always say?
I-
The public can't always be wrong, or else the fountains at the Bellagio will be shut down.
I think the Chicago Sky are going to be in a pretty good situation their next game.
Oh, that's good. I look forward to
I agree with
probably.
Big Al. I'm definitely not throwing them in sorry bus off of one game.
Yeah, and if my memory is correct, they play Thursday against the New York Liberty. So I wouldn't get too, so make sure my memory is correct if that's the matchup, but that's something I'm looking forward to.
Javon, what were you saying earlier? You kind of got
No. So one thing about the W that I've seen, this is just the first couple of nights, the drastic line moves. That's really the wrong move because it happened on Friday and it happened yesterday.
Line moves have been
I was on the drive-through. And when I mentioned to Tony, I said, listen, with this line move, it could be a disaster. Lo and behold, it was a disaster. And last night, they didn't walk off the bus. The Storm did. So, got to look out for that when everyone's on the same pick, and you got the Sharps on one side, the public on the other side chasing. Yes, it's gonna make for a bad scene. In this league at least. So look out for that. Not all the time, but it has for the first couple of nights.
Yeah, until they learn how to adjust to it. You see it everywhere, but there's going to be spots where you can make money. Like I said, just the Fever just looked a little too early, and as you say it, I'm seeing all the highlights on the screen, and yeah, I don't know if that was a basketball play. We'll see, but we'll get into it. We've got everybody waiting for some picks. I'm sorry that the show got a little bit delayed. I was having some technical issues behind the scenes, but we're good now. We're going to start with the MLB, some Major League Baseball. We're going to go 4 at a time. We're going to go with the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers. You got Jack Leiter starting for the Rangers, and I'm seeing Framber Valdez. Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Framber Valdez. I thought it was going to be Ryan Gusto, but yeah, no, Framber Valdez. All right. We've got the Boston Red Sox. Brian Bayo getting the start, and Spencer Schwellenbach going for the Atlanta Braves. We've got Baltimore minus 200 with Zach Eflin going here against Washington with Michael Soroka. And the Phillies with Mick Abel making his Major League debut against the Pirates, starting Paul Skeens. Big Al, anything you like here?
Yeah, I'll go with two of these. The Tigers, they lost 2-1 yesterday, but they're still 20-8 this season versus losing teams. So I'm going to take Detroit to bounce back today at plus $1.10. Yesterday we talked about the over, in that Baltimore-Washington game with Kyle Gibson on the hill. I mentioned yesterday that the over was 9-1 in Baltimore's daytime home games. Well, after Washington drilled them 10-6, it's now 10-1, and I'm going to stick with it. I'll take the over 9.5 runs in this matchup between Eflin and Soroka.
Jay, what do you want?
Hey, he's still celebrating his Dallas Stars got a W yesterday.
Turn. No, I just miss y'all, boys. I'm coming to talk a little shit for a minute before I get on this plane.
All right, hold on. You threw off the order. Now I'm confused. Give me a second.
Just keep it rolling.
All right.
You want me to go to the back?
No. Fine. You go. What do you got? It's Astros, Rangers. Oh God. Astros, Rangers, Red Sox, Braves, Orioles, Nationals, and Phillies, Pirates.
Red Sox for me. Bayo on the mound. Braves on the road. Perfect storm. I know the Red Sox haven't played well in this series, but I think, they played okay. They got the dub yesterday. I think they come and get another dub today. Come out of here with a win. I still don't trust the Braves on the road. Y'all know I've been targeting them on the road all season. I think they're 8? What are they on?
16.
Yeah, 8-16 off the top of my head. Can't trust them. Bayo on the bump. Bayo. I'm on the Red Sox. And small lean on my Rangers. I'm not overly in love with it, but I do think we get it done today.
Wayne, what do you like here?
Yeah, I got 3 here. which is gonna make me a little lighter on the next couple ones. But Phillies Pirates, I'm riding the Phillies. I'm just taking the better team. Can't trust the Pirates bats, and I know Skeens is on the mound. A lot of people gonna hump up on the Pirates, but he's 1-4 in his last 5, and all the ones he lost has been in the when he's in the favorite role. So if you catch him at an underdog, it'd be a chance to take the Pirates, but not here. I know McAble's on the mound for Philly, first start, but I don't care if Mick Foley was on the mound for the Phillies. We're gonna ride with them. As Jay just said, I like Boston. A lot of people looking for swelling back to bounce back and play like he did last season. I've yet to see it. It's just have a rough start to this year. Braves aren't batting well on the road. We're going to take Boston as a home underdog. They're batting well. It's really their pitching that's kind of slows them up some games. But with Bay on the mound, I think they'll be in good shape. And I'm going to take the Orioles run line, get some plus money. I know they haven't been playing well. Nationals actually been smacking them. But with Soroka on the mound, just one of the pitchers who pitches decent, but all it takes is one inning for him. Gets the guys on base, and then next thing you know, he's giving up 4 runs. I'm going to take the Orioles on the run line.
Javon, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm on the Astros. Good old Framber Valdez is on the mound. So we have the better pitching option as far as that goes. I was bullish on this being a premium, and then I had to back off because, say what you want about the Rangers, they have been hot. They've been winning ball games. So given the spread, it's more like a 50-50 type of game as far as I'm concerned, just based on how the Rangers are pulling out games. So I just backed up off it, but it's good enough for a free pick. So that's how I'm going to play that. It will definitely be a parlay piece in some form or fashion. I am also on Pittsburgh first 5. Skeens on the mound. Can't trust their bats. Can't trust their bullpen at all. But you could trust some Skeens to hold things down for as long as he's on the mound. Who knows what you're going to get out of Abel? I think he's a high strikeout guy, but he's wild with it. So you might see some men on the base paths. And he is facing the Major League Ball Club of Major League lineup. So I'm hoping that the Pittsburgh Pirates could get something on the board and for them to have a lead in the first 5. It's minus 135 last time I checked a couple hours ago. But that's with Skeens on the mound, so you're gonna get that. But nevertheless, I'm on them first 5. I agree with Big Al with Detroit. I like Jackson Jobe and what he brings to the table. He's had an up and down first season, but I trust him more than I trust Jose Barrios. Detroit, they lost yesterday, but they have something with them. This has been a promising season so far, 30-16. I don't see it letting up. They're in a weak division. I think they could pull out. They could go wire to wire with this in this division. Given the other teams, they're all basically pretty evenly matched. But I think in this one, they think they do win this Sunday get out day game. What else? I think that's it.
Jeremy, what do you like here?
So, yeah, I mean, this is obviously my first time introducing myself to people. So I do use a lot of algorithms. I'm a big weather guy, which I have a weather algorithm that I use. And it's kind of funny because 3 of the East Coast games that you brought up all have great hitting spots for with the weather. And it's not just a wind thing. A lot of people like to look at wind, and the wind is blowing out, not only in Baltimore and New York tonight, but up and down the East Coast. The thing that I noticed over the years of doing this is that when it's humid outside, when you get rain and it gets really hot, the ball carries. So my top play yesterday was the Orioles over. I had a winning day, But the fact of the matter is I'm going right back to the well again today, and I don't care that Eflin's on the mound. The ball is going to carry here. It's hot outside. It's muggy. The pitchers wear down, and with the confines of the ballpark, you're going to see it carry. The only question is, will the Orioles bat show up, because they should pound Mike Soroka, and you're kind of waiting for that to happen. So I do love the over there. The other game that I liked in that grouping, as we were kind of talking about, I stayed away from Pitt and Philly. I see what a lot of guys are talking about with that, and the different directions you can go in. But with Boston and Atlanta, I like the over. I was kind of surprised at how many Boston bats were showing up near the top of my algorithm with the way that, you look at Schwellenbach's makeup. I was just surprised to see him up there. So I'm on both of those overs. I do think today is a pretty good day. I don't want to say across the board, but there's a lot of really good over spots in Boston over, Baltimore over, two of my best bets.
Brian, what do you like here?
Yeah, I like every single game in this time frame, but so we don't have a 2-hour show. I'm going to narrow it down to my favorite play. I do agree with that over in the Boston and Atlanta. I think that's a nice spot. But for my pick, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Pirates on the money line. I think the Phillies, along with the Dodgers and Yankees, are just teams that people love to bet every single day. And at this price, Mick Abel has been fantastic in AAA. If you look at his numbers, he's their second best prospect. But it is his first start, and Skeens has pitched excellent and just hasn't had the Pirates come through for him. I think this line tells you what you need to know here. I like the Pittsburgh Pirates to get the job done.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Nationals here. In no world am I trying to lay minus 200 with the Orioles right now. They right now they can't hit water if they fell out of a boat. Mike Soroka, not my favorite option by any stretch. I mean, I think the guy's like 0-10 as in terms of his personal decisions, going back to like before his Achilles surgery. But like I said, I can't lay minus 200 here. It says something when Zach Eflin's your ace. I know Grayson Rodriguez is due back soon, but Eflin's just not a minus 200 pitcher for me here. So give me the Nationals, and I'm going to take the Phillies. I know control has been an issue for Abel in the minors, but for me, I see Paul Skeens as the same kind of pitcher as Sandy Alcantara, and even in the past when Jacob deGrom was with the Mets at times, where you can pitch as well as you want, but last time I checked, your offense has to be able to score runs for you to get wins, and I don't trust this Pirates offense here. Abel's the number 2 prospect in this organization. I think we're getting a discount here with the Phillies just because it's Paul Skeens on the other side, but give me the Phillies in that one. We'll move on to the next time slot. We got the Toronto Blue Jays with Jose Barrios going here against the Tigers with Jackson Jobe. We've got the Miami Marlins with Cal Quantrill getting the nod against Tampa Bay with Shane Baz. We've got the Reds with Andrew Abbott going here against the Guardians starting Luis Ortiz. And the Kansas City Royals, Michael Wacha, getting the bump here against Matthew Liberatore and the Cardinals. Wayne, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm a ride with Cleveland here. I do understand how good Abbott has been. I actually like to take the Reds when Abbott's on the mound, but don't trust the Reds batting here. Just think Cleveland's overall just better shape all over between the pitching matchup here. Ortiz has pitched well against the Reds as a number on the season. It's kind of up and down, but overall, he's pitched well when he stepped in against the Reds. I like Cleveland. I like the value on them right now as far as the number. With the better teams, I'm taking Cleveland money line.
Jovan, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm looking at the over in Tampa Bay, Miami. Cal Quantrill's on the mound. He's always good to see one of his pitchers go 400 feet the other way at a 110-mile-an-hour clip. So I expect him to give up some runs. Shane Baz, he hasn't looked so hot, I don't believe, as of late. So, coupled with, the bullpen probably giving up something, I think this goes over the, 8.5 at this point. So I'll take the over there. And I'm on the other side. I'm on Cincy. They're looking for the sweep. I think they get it done. Luis Ortiz has looked good. He did look good his last. I know last start was pretty good. I think the start before that was also a good start. But I think at the end of the day, the Reds are starting to wake up. They're at home. So they've dropped some games that they shouldn't have dropped early in the season. I think this is one of these series where they whitewash their competition. So I would be on the Reds in this one for the sweep.
Jeremy, what do you like here?
Yeah, I would tend to lean with Cleveland here in the spot with Ortiz. I know he got blown up in one of his starts, but I think he's been solid throughout. But just a lean for me. The one play that I have in this group is more of a prop play. I do this thing when I notice it in my algorithm. I see a name at the top in the top 20 that doesn't belong there. Like if you're ever looking at a hitters list, you're going to see Ohtani, you're going to see Judge and all those names. But Josh Lowe somehow, some way is all the way up to near the top of my list. So I'm going to bet him over 1.5 total bases. So I like that spot for him. Got a hit yesterday coming back off the injured list. I think he has a big game today. So over 1.5 bases, and I think it's minus 120.
Alrighty. Oh, I think Jay's gone.
We moved again.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. Brian, what do you like here?
Another strong part of the card here. But for me, I'm going to take the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line. Normally, I stay away from the hot team. But 9-1 last 10 for St. Louis. You got KC 1-6 over the last 7. Both Liberatore and Waka have pitched, very strong baseball. But I just think with the momentum, I like the Cardinals here to get another W.
All right. I think it's just me and Big Al that are left. I'm going to go with the under in that Cleveland Cincinnati.
I think.
No, I think Javon went.
No, okay.
It just when Jay left, it was it threw everything out of whack. Yeah, I'm going to go with the under in Cleveland Cincinnati. Abbott, rare breed that pitches better at home. At Great American, Cleveland, I said they got a good bullpen. And Luis Ortiz, not my favorite option in this rotation, but surprise. And I had to double check this: a 0.51 ERA in 3 career starts against Cincinnati from his time with Pittsburgh. So I'll take the under 9, even at a hitter-friendly ballpark. I think we have a lower scoring game. And I'm going to this game. And I just hope that nobody that's watching this is going to the game too, because I'm taking the Tigers against the Blue Jays. For whatever reason, the Tigers just keep winning with Jackson Jobe pitching, no matter how poor Jobe's control may be. It just doesn't seem to matter. The Tigers keep finding a way to get it done, and I think they do it here as well. He's getting almost 8 runs support per game. Barrios hasn't been the same pitcher at home that he's been in past seasons in Toronto. So give me the Tigers on the money line plus 110.
Got to call the Blue Jays front office to keep you out of there today. Turn it on your hometown.
Trust me, they've kept me out for less. All you can eat hot dogs, my ass. Al?
Yeah, I hate having to disagree with my good friend Brian. I'm going to run the other way. I'm going to take Kansas City minus $1.10 over the Cardinals. Michael Wacha, in his career, his teams have gone 86 and 48 in his home starts, plus 18.4 net games. So I'm going to take the home team today.
All right, we will move on to the next time slot. If some of you guys go twice to start, I'm sorry. Now I'm confused. We got the Milwaukee Brewers with Freddie Peralta going here against the Minnesota Twins with Zebby Matthews making his season debut. We got the Cubs minus 270 favorites against the White Sox. Colin Ray listed as the starter for the Cubs. Jonathan Cannon for the White Sox. We got the Giants with Justin Verlander going here against the Athletics with Jeffrey Springs. And the Diamondbacks minus 300 favorites with Merrill Kelly getting the start against the Rockies and Chase DeLander Let's see here. Jeremy, what do you like in this time slot?
Yeah, there was a couple there that stand out. I do like Freddie Peralta over strikeouts today, sitting at 6.5, and it's plus money. This Minnesota team, just watched them come to town. A couple of injuries throughout that lineup. They've been hitting better, but to be honest, I still think there's a lot of strikeouts in that lineup. And if Peralta's on, we've seen what he's capable of doing. The Cubs game's interesting. We got the wind blowing in, colder temperatures there. Colin Ray's funny. That's a guy I used to attack about 2 years ago, like every time he pitched. But he's been getting them to pound the ball into the ground with the wind blowing in. Should help a little bit too, and just in case some of those fly ball hitters get a hold of it. Only concern in that game would be if Jonathan Cannon turns into a gas can again. But I'm going to take my chances with the under there. I think the play of 9 is good, but I really do like that Freddie Peralta over 6.5 Ks. Other spots, not so much for me. Just looking at those other games.
Brian, what do you like here?
Another solid spot. I think I'm going to take the Homeless Athletics here on the money line. You know, Verlander has really surprised me. I thought he was pretty much done and toasted. Teams were going to tee off on him, and he's been pretty solid, at least over his last 5 starts. Maybe not overall, but last 5 he's looked good. But I just think this A's team, I just don't see him getting swept in this series. So I think they can steal one here. I'll take the Homeless Athletics here on the money line.
Wayne, what do you like here?
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be a popular pick with how well the Twins have been playing, but I got to take the Brewers at the underdog price with Peralta, just basically based off the line.
Brewers are favored $1.48.
Okay, they're not. Okay, I thought they was underdog price. With that being said, that's the stay away game for me. I like San Fran. I do understand where Brian's going with the A's. They do look price wise, they look good. They've been hitting the ball well. Springs have been pitching well. So as an underdog better, I definitely see where the value is with the A's. But I like San Fran. Just how they've been handling the lesser teams, and the A's have been winning. They're not, but I do think they'll go in the downward direction eventually. And it happens with playing teams like San Fran. San Fran's not been playing well. They have gotten back on track while playing the A's, and I think they finished with a sweep and get Verlander a win under his belt. Give me San Fran at the minus 145.
Jovan, what do you like here?
Yeah, we got right with the external clip with the Cubs yesterday. The over pushed, but team total also cashed. So we're gonna reverse course in this one today. We're gonna roll with the White Sox plus 1.5. Should still get plus money in that. You know, it's just Colin Ray. He's been pitching good, but he's always due for some walks. Each of his last 4 starts have these put 2 men on base for free passes. You know, I expect that to happen again. I do expect a lower scoring game with the wind blowing in. For me, that's the advantage towards the White Sox. Say what you want about Cannon, but you know he has been representative. He has been he's represented himself well as of late. I'm looking for him to have a good enough start to keep this within 1 run. Last year, these 2 teams had a run or a series where every game went 1 run. 7-6, 7-6, and it was like another high scoring affair. That was a 1-run game. This series, not so much has been all Cubs, but I think in this one we see a 1-run game, no matter how you slice it. So, with that being said, I'm on the White Sox. And I'm going back to the well with the Colorado Rockies. We cashed yesterday with them. Just looking for them to keep it going. Merrill Kelly, he's had a good season thus far. I think he might be due for a little letdown today. So given the plus money involved, at taking it at plus 1.5, I'll take my chances with the Rockies once again.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Brewers in the first 5, laying a half a run. Freddie Peralta at home has been nothing short of lights out. I think it's like an ERA well under 1. I think that the Twins, if they're going to do any damage, it's going to come against this Milwaukee bullpen. And if the Brewers are going to have anything in this, have anything go right in this game for them, it's going to have to come off of Zebby Matthews, who still had an ERA just under 4 on the road last year. But the Twins bullpen's been the best ERA in baseball over the course of this win streak. Last week, they've had a 0.42 ERA. So you're not scoring runs on Minnesota once the starter leaves. So, like I said, Milwaukee's got to get to Zebby Matthews early. I think they score a couple. They're at least going to, I think, give themselves a chance, but not sure if they do it. The other one I'm going to take here, I'm going to take the Athletics as well. Jeffrey Springs starting to really pitch like the pitcher that the Athletics thought that they were getting when they signed him in the offseason. A 1.50 ERA in 3 May starts, 2-0 record. The Giants just have trouble winning with Verlander on the mound. And I think that I think the Athletics get it done. Nice plus price. So give me the Athletics on the money line. Big Al, what do you like here?
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. As far as taking Milwaukee, I'm looking at either the full game at minus $1.48 or maybe lay 1.5 runs and take back plus 145. Zebby Matthews, first start of the season last year, 6.69 ERA overall. As you highlighted, Peralta's been lights out at home, 2-0 with a 0.47 ERA. When you throw in his road starts, then he's 4-3 with a 2.66 ERA. So I'll take Milwaukee minus $1.48, but I'm not opposed to the first 5 innings. I'm not opposed to the minus 1.5 runs either.
Jeremy, you went first there, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So our final 3, we've got the Dodgers and the Angels. The Dodgers starting Tony Gonsolin in this one, and the Angels counter with Yusei Kikuchi. We've got the Seattle Mariners visiting the San Diego Padres. Padres starting Michael King and Mariners starting Brian Wu. That's a good matchup. And to close it out, Sunday Night Baseball. It's a Subway Series. The Yankees and the Mets. Max Fried getting the start for the Yankees, and David Peterson getting the start for the Metropolitans. I think the only one that hasn't gone first is Brian. So, Brian, what do you like here in these final 3?
Yeah, this is a tougher of the groupings here today, but I like the Seattle Mariners on the money line. Mr. Wu has been solid. Michael King's been good as well, but you see Wu almost averaging 7 innings to start, 6.1 over his last 5. I'm thinking about football. And Seattle's looked good in the first 2 games of this series, and I just can't turn this price down. I think they keep rolling. I'll take the Mariners here.
Wayne, what do you like in these final 3?
I agree with Brian with Seattle. Based off price, based off pitching matchup, I do give Wu the edge in this one. And Seattle's bats started off blazing hot this season, went kind of dormant, and seemed to be slightly heating back up. So got an edge in my books in kind of all 3 categories right now, just off current form. So I'm gonna take Seattle as the dog in this spot.
Jamon, what do you like here?
Yeah, I like Seattle. Given that it's plus money and that there seems to be some voodoo on on the Padres against this team. They're 2-8 in the last 10 against Seattle. So with Wu on the mound, even though he's not as good on the road as he is at home, I'm gonna back him at plus money. It's just as simple as that. I expect it to be a low scoring game. So take the under as well. We were on the Angels last night, and now we're on the Dodgers. I'm gonna say -2, 2.5. So by default, it's just no clip play. It's just one of those things where the Dodgers strong against left-handed pitching. Kikuchi hasn't been lit up in a while. I expect them to get lit up in this one. It's as simple as that. So Dodgers -2, -2.5. Extendo clip, and the Yanks. I'm on the Yanks. Fried to get a win. Sunday Night Baseball. The thing about the Yanks lineup is that they are all or nothing proposition. Either they're swinging for the fences and hitting them out, or swinging and missing. That's just what they've been. But I expect them to get to David Peterson. I expect Max Fried to shut down this Mets team who he's faced many a times with him in Atlanta. So that's that on that.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Yankees here. I'm going to take them on the run line. I'm not a big David Peterson fan. I think the Yankees have the far better lefty going here, and Max Fried has seen plenty of these Mets in his career when he was part of the Atlanta Braves. His last 4 starts against him, 4-0, a 1.13 ERA. I think he pitches well against him here again. I'm going to take the Yankees. I'm going to take them on the run line, get some nice plus money out of the bet to finish the day. Big Al, what do you like here?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Jovan. I agree, with you. I like the Yankees. I can't go against Max Fried when he's installed as a favorite. His teams have gone 94-35 plus 35.8 net gains in his career. And in Tony Gonsolin's career, when he's been a home favorite of -150 more, the Dodgers are 25-4. So I'll lay the 238 with the Dodgers against Anaheim.
Jeremy, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the over in the Yankees game. I mean, looking at it, we're going to see wind blowing out towards right, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles an hour. We'll have to see if it changes throughout the day. That ballpark's just got a jet stream, and you get a sinker baller, a guy that's going to pound the ball into the dirt or have you doing it. And Max Fried, who's been awesome this year, you want fly ball hitters against him. And if you can get the ball in the air and get it down there, we could see a couple of home runs tonight. And if you look at this Mets team, they're full of fly ball hitters. So I like that spot, but I think the Yankee bats go off tonight as well. So I do like them, especially the left-handers, even though looking at the matchup, I know it's not something you would typically look at, but fly balls tonight could be home runs, especially with that jet stream. So give me that. I do like the over later. And in some of the other games we were looking at that you brought up, really didn't have a feel for it. I kind of agree with Jovan on the Dodgers. I think they should just go out and pound Kikuchi tonight. So that just sounded dirty, didn't it? But anyway,
I was not going to say it.
It's all right.
Maybe going to allude to it after.
It's okay. Yeah, it happens from time to time. But no, I do like the Dodgers. Full disclosure, I'm not betting them. I don't like to bet a lot of big lines. I understand going with the run line there. It makes a ton of sense with what you think is going to happen in the game. But the only play in that grouping for me would be the Yankees over.
Did not think one bit that you said pound the coochie. I did not think that one bit. Not at all.
Well, what are you going to do?
Oh boy, and there's a lot of ways that we could go with that. But anyways, we'll move on to WNBA. We got 2 games on the board today. We got the Connecticut Sun making their season debut here against the Washington Mystics. The Sun catching 4 at home, and the LA Sparks catching 6 at home against the Minnesota Lynx. For me in this one, I think I got to roll with the over in Sparks and Lynx. 2 teams that can absolutely go off. I think Nafisa Collier is going to have a big game. I think Kelsey Plum's probably going to go off as well. Yeah, I think we're going to see some points in that one. So give me the over in Sparks and Lynx, and give me the Mystics here. I can't take the Connecticut Sun until I see what they look like. We saw a team that retooled with the Chicago Sky and how well that worked out for them yesterday. The Connecticut Sun are in rebuild mode this year. This is not the same Sun team that's been so, perennial playoff team year after year. I think the Mystics take it to them here. Not used to laying points in a row with the Mystics, but I'll lay the points with the Mystics here. Big Al, anything here for WNBA?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to echo what you just said. Last year, Connecticut won twice as many games as Washington. Connecticut went 28-12. Washington was 14-26. The the Mystics, of course, as you mentioned, they're now favored by 4 points, on the road. Mystics got off to a nice start, won as an 8-point home dog to Atlanta, pulled off that big upset 94-90. I'm going to roll with Washington and lay the 4 points here.
Jeremy, anything for you in WNBA?
Yeah, I went 1-0 yesterday. I was on the Liberty over. I was listening to you guys a little bit. I kind of agreed in fading the Liberty, but I'm just glad I went with the over instead of playing the Aces because they look terrible. And I think today the same thing applies. Everything you guys said about Connecticut and Washington, I like the under in this game. I just think we get one of those ugly games. Connecticut's got to figure out who they're going to be. And this Mystics team, it is shocking to see them favored on the road until you look at the roster that Connecticut have. So I like the under 158.
Brian, anything here for you?
Yeah, I think you're going to see just a ton of casual bettors here going in on the Connecticut Sun plus the points with the successes they've had over recent years. But this is a chance for Washington to exercise some demons. They've lost 9 straight to this Suns franchise. So I think all signs point to the Washington Mystics getting a nice W and a cover today. So I'll go with Washington. Might be the best free pick here.
Wayne, what do you like?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Jeremy as far as just the under in the Suns Washington. I think we see a little overreaction because how Washington came out against Atlanta and that very high scoring game. Suns physical team, as you guys mentioned, they lost a lot, so we'll get to see their chemistry and how they can put it together. But they also had 2 top 10 draft picks, and Anisha Morrow and Sanaya Rivers, 2 girls that I'm very familiar with in college basketball. 2 strong, defensively sound girls. So I definitely expect them to be a defensively sound team. Now, what they'll be able to do offense, that'll be the tell, but I definitely think it'll be a physical first game for them at home, and we can see this total stay under the 157.
And Jovan, anything you like for WNBA?
Yeah, I'm on the Washington Mystics. They lost their entire starting 5, I believe, in the Connecticut Sun. So, when you have so much turnover on your whole roster like that, I don't know what you're gonna get. I don't think it's gonna be any good in their season opener. Given the pieces that they do have, I did like what I saw out of Washington. So I'm gonna back them in this game. I can only see this one staying under as well.
Yeah, as much as I like Tina Charles going back to Connecticut where it all started, that's not enough for me to think they're going to all of a sudden compete. I think Marina Mabry's the big starter that they brought back, and even then she was used in like a 6-man role last year. So, all right, we'll move on to the NHL. Big game on the board today. At least big game for me. I don't know. Game 7. Leafs, Panthers. Big Al, what do you like here?
Oh, I hope I am not the kiss of death for you. I like Toronto. Toronto's been great as a home dog this season, 7-4 plus 4.1 net games. Florida has burned money as a road favorite, going 16-16 minus 9.9 net games. I just think this is Toronto's night, and I'm going to take Toronto, as a small underdog.
Jeremy?
Hey, I don't have a play today. I didn't bet it, but I would lean Florida. I know that's probably not what some people want to hear. The small favorite on the road. I'm just wondering if they go back to that bully ball they were playing early on and just trying to out physical and do everything they've done. But I'd lean Florida, but I didn't bet it.
Brian, what do you like here?
As far as free picks go, I'll take the under. You saw 4 or 6 games in the series go over the number, but I think we're going to see one similar to the last game 6. It's that 2-0 Toronto win. I think it's going to be super low scoring. Don't take the 5.5. Make sure you get that 5 at plus money. You don't want to lay all that juice on the 5.5. But for me, I'm going with the under.
Wayne, what do you like here?
No hockey for me today, Chris.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a tricky game. All right, so I rarely have a wraparound where I do 11 minutes on one game, but that's what I had today. And why? Because I'm going to tell you why Big Al is the smartest man in the room.
Just don't take 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Did you have your Toronto?
Trust me.
Did you have your
You need
Toronto?
11 minutes. I'm just going to tell you don't ask what all they do with the other 10 minutes and 45 seconds. You want the jersey? Because I can do that for you.
Did you get dressed up for the video with your uniform on and your pom poms?
I mean, I can do it for you if you really want me to.
All right.
I can really do it if you need me to, but no. The Maple Leafs have bought into Craig Berube. In 4 years under Sheldon Keefe, they scored 3 goals in 4 winner-take-all games. I have not seen a Maple Leafs team in a playoff series that have committed to selling the body as much as they have in this series. I have to pull up the number here. I wrote it down because it was something I leaned on during doing the analysis for this game. In the series, the Maple Leafs blocked 142 shots. Florida's blocked 60. Game 6, it was 31-10 blocked shots in favor of Toronto. They're standing in front of everything. Florida had as many shots in the first period as they did power plays in game 6. The blueprint's out for Toronto. They know how to beat the Panthers now. And I think that Craig Berube is a calming influence. They've got poise now. They're not scared going into game 7. The fans gave the Leafs their shit kicking and their tongue lashing in game 5 when they got blown out. They threw jerseys on the ice. But then game 6, the Leafs are in their they're in their way back. So it only takes one to shift a narrative, and the narrative is that the Maple Leafs can't win on a game 7 in a high pressure situation. Well, yeah, it only takes one. And they did it 2 years ago by getting out of the first round. Now the core 4 takes the next step. So, give me the Maple Leafs here. Panthers are. That's all I got to say.
Oh.
That's all you need to know. But anyways, move on to the final game on the board. So, yeah, it didn't take 11 minutes. It took like 2.
Are we skipping UFL?
Oh, I didn't even. Well, see, newsflash, didn't even know the UFL was on. Not gonna lie to you. What do you have for the UFL?
I mean, I got to take the 1.5 points with Arlington. They have the league's best scoring defense at 16.7 points per game. It's hard to pass up a defensive underdog at this stage of the season. I'll take Arlington plus the 1.5.
Anyone else got any UFL? Okay. I gotta start paying attention to the UFL. I just completely blank on it. I just get out of football mode until August, to be honest.
You don't look forward to the CFL. See, now we're gonna definitely have to kick you out.
Actually, yeah. Well, I mean,
come on now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do work harder in that league. We have one less down to go 10 meters, not 10 yards, but we work harder. Anyways, NBA. Game 7, another game 7. We got the Thunder and the Nuggets. The Thunder, last I checked, it was around 8.5. Is it still there?
I just saw 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8.5, 214.5 is the total. Jeremy, what do you like here?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I was looking at the numbers without Aaron Gordon. He's not going to play tonight. If they advance, he's going to be out for a month. But on the court, they're so much better with him. It's only a plus 3.2. But off the court, they're minus 26.5. I mean, his plus minus is ridiculous. And the rebounds that he gets. The other thing that factors in is that the Nuggets have been using a lot of zone defense. And for almost every time they've run zone, Aaron Gordon's been on the floor. And you can say what you want about all the players in the team. To me, he's a defensive difference maker. So losing him, I think, is huge because the Nuggets have one of the worst benches I've ever seen. I was talking to a buddy of mine, it's a Nuggets fan, said every time they sub out the starters, the other team goes on a run, and then they sub them right back in. I like the under a lot tonight. I do think the Thunder win. I feel like they're going to cover as well. But game sevens, if you start watching it, game 7 elimination games are so much fun. You go back and look at the totals 2 weeks ago, and they were 9 points higher, or two days ago, 9 points higher. Then it was 6 points higher. In a game 7, we got a 214 today. I like the under.
Brian, what do you like here?
Yep, I agree. I really like the under here. 3 of the last 4 have gone under. This last game, though, the Thunder gave up 121 to the Denver Nuggets, and I just think both teams here are going to struggle to get to 100. So for me, I think it easily goes under the number. I think it's a solid play today.
Wayne, what do you like here?
Yeah, that Aaron Gordon news kind of scares me off the Nugget spread, but I'm gonna stay on it. They just been very competitive outside of one game in this series. OKC laying close to these double-digit numbers in the playoffs, or just 3-7 in the playoffs. While they double-digit king as far as regular season, the playoffs just different ball games, a lot tougher atmosphere. I like Jokic. He's still the best player on the floor to me. If these guys can hit their shots when he's getting double teamed, or even on a one-on-one scenario, I do feel like they still have enough, even without Aaron Gordon, to stay within the number. So I'm gonna ride the Nuggets.
Jovan, what do you like here?
When Aaron Gordon's out.
Yeah, I think he was announced out about 45 minutes ago.
Okay.
Let's see here.
So with that said, I mean,
Yeah, he's been out for a couple days.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So with him out, I mean, well, this doesn't factor into what I'm gonna say. But first quarter under. I think that at least in the beginning of this game, you're gonna see, one of those good old fashioned. The refs are gonna let both teams, have it out, play. If it gets, a little bit too chippy, then they're gonna ran it in. But that's later on in this game. As for the start of this game, like I said, it's gonna be a dog fight, and in dog fights, the points suffer. So I think it's with it being game 7, it all accumulates into a nice underplay that's gonna cash. Like I said, the ebb and flows of the game. If things get a little chippy, if Russell Westbrook doesn't like something that somebody says, he's gonna get into it, and then both teams are gonna crowd around, and not much is gonna happen, but that might cause the officials, to try to keep things together, and it'll be more whistles, later on in the game. But who knows if or when that'll happen. So I just want to focus on the first quarter and take the under. And I will go with Brown over rebounds. 3 of the last 4 games, he's eclipsed this total. He's had 7, 7, and 11 in his last game. So I think I believe was it 6.5 over under for rebounds. I think it gets there.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the under in this one. I lean towards the Nuggets if they were at full strength, but I think the under is the way to go here. I just think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think defense is the only way that Denver is going to be able to keep themselves in this game. If not, I think it's going to be ugly from Oklahoma City. Just a game 7 beat down here. Big Al, what do you like here?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a broken record or whatever. We're all on the under. Historically, when you get elimination games for both teams, and that includes game 5s in the first round, up until through 2002, the under has cashed 56%. That percentage has begun to flatten out over the last 5 seasons, where the overs are coming in a lot more. But I still give the edge to the under. So I'll take it under the 214.
I have Jay, but then he left. Okay, well, it does it. We'll get Jay back in here if he can pop back on. But Al, what do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium today? We've got a lot on the go.
Yeah, on a nice run, 603 and 451, my last 1054. I've got a totals play in hockey and a side play in the NBA. 2 plays.
All right, check out Big Al over at Pick Dogs Premium before we get everybody else in. There we go.
What's happening? Sorry, I know, crazy day. I'm traveling. Hey,
Didn't know they had a strip club at LAX. Anyways,
it's a cool little like gaming thing in here. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Gaming. Anyways, quit playing with your joystick. Tell us what you got.
Man, I'm taking the Nuggets. I don't love it. It really hurts my stomach to do so. It is Thunder Buddies for life, man. But I just in my brain, I keep having flashbacks to Game 1. And what I want y'all to say, what I just want to tell y'all is Nikola Jokic is the best player on the planet, and he has a legitimate mismatch down there. Game 1, he came out there, had a 40-point trip dub. Game 7, all bets are off, man. Oklahoma City is that team. They are our favorite money-making team. They are one of the best ATS teams of all time. I understand that Aaron Gordon is out in this game. But would it shock you if Jokic came out there and did it? It did the damn thing. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if the Nuggets won this fucking game outright. It wouldn't shock me. Oklahoma City is still inexperienced, and honestly, I still think they're one player away from being just that bona fide number 1 team in the West or in the NBA. I love Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I love J-Dub. They're going to have to show me today. They're going to have to prove it to me today. Jokic has proven he's the best player on the planet, and I think today he reminds a lot of people of that. Got to take the Nuggets here personally.
Yeah, a lot of money just showed up on the Nuggets, now down to 8, 7.5 at BetMGM.
I just released my shit. That's why I moved in. Hey, man.
All right, Jay, quick before you go, what do you got going on over at Pick Dogs today?
3 plays today: baseball, NBA, and WNBA. We're 1-0 in the WNBA currently. Me and Chris will start the layup session tomorrow. I'll be back home. Jam session should be posted up here momentarily. And in baseball, we've hit 9 of 15, including a nice winner yesterday with the Twins. Keep it rolling with the Twins. If you ain't got the Twins on auto bet right now, you're not doing it right. That's what I got today. 3 plays to make some money, man. Money making Sunday.
All right. We here. We'll back out of what we got. Wayne, what do you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
For NBA, 4 MLB plays in total. I will have a 3-pack. It's not out there. And my game of the day for MLB will be out there. Only thing I have out for sale currently is my WNBA play today. Start off 0-2, so I'm definitely looking to turn this around very quick while it's early in the season. Absolutely love that play today. Long term is always a way to go, especially with all these baseballs. I'm definitely going to be looking to get back on the hot side of baseball. Pair me up with one of these guys, use that promo code PICK, and let's get some money today, fellas and ladies.
Yeah, definitely check Wayne out over at Pick Dogs Premium. Jovan, what do you got going on over the premium side today?
Yeah, I got Game 7. Got 3 plays in Game 7 right now, but I'm gonna add in a prop play as well. So we'll make 4. But I got a 3-pack in Game 7. Strategically placed. Really like the setup of this one, given the circumstances. So jump aboard with that. Also have 3 MLB plays. Went 2-1 yesterday. It's been a decent MLB run for me. So jump on board with that. And I most likely will have one WNBA play up on the board. It'll be the late game tonight, so got plenty of time for that one to pick that up. Jump on something long term.
Definitely check that out with Jovan over at Pick Dogs Premium. Jeremy, I know you're not on the site yet, but give everybody a heads up of what they can kind of expect from you going forward.
Yeah. So the weird thing is, like, we were talking about me coming over and obviously looking at things, and I had to check my contract at the radio station and all this stuff. And then I go to Ireland in a week. So it was like, do you want me to start and then stop? I'm going to be doing daily videos, hopefully jumping on with you guys as much as possible. Baseball's been my best sport. You'll see me bet more totals than anybody you've seen in your life. I do a lot of prop bets. Like I said, I use my algorithms, watching money, consensus reports, all those things that matter to me. And I love doing this. This is what I mean. I do a morning show in Baltimore 5 days a week. And as soon as I wake up, I'm checking lines and point spreads. So yeah, hopefully, once I get started on here, you guys will see the plays up there and the daily videos, but I'm just looking forward to working with you guys.
Absolutely. Looking forward to making some money with Jeremy over at Pick Dogs very, very soon. And Brian, what do you got for sale over today at Pick Dogs?
Yeah, definitely a rough month of May for me, but I think I'm due for a major heater. I'm looking at the card day 5-0, but my best bet is in the NBA. My titanium play 23-17 last 40. Pick that up at pickdogs.com, or my private play 3-pack has my NBA best bet, Major League Baseball best bet, and my NHL best bet, all at pickdogs.com.
Definitely check that out with Brian over at Pick Dogs. For me today, I got my $15 MLB pickoff play, hit 3 straight and 11 of the last 17 with that. So make some money with that. And I got an MLB 5-pack on the board. Kept it light today. Would have had a premium. I'll give you guys a premium. Would have had the Mystics on the board had I had time to get it in this morning. But yeah, definitely make sure you check something out, whether it's daily pass or a long-term pass. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Get 15% off. Pair any of us up. Lots of options for you guys over at the website to make some money with. But it's about that time. Parlay time before we head out for the afternoon.
Hey, parlay.
I didn't know if you were going to mute it in time. Jay, what do you got for parlay today?
We're going to go with the hottest team on the planet, the Minnesota Twins. If you trying to catch the falling knife and go the other way, you're doing it wrong, bro. I've yapped about this Twins team the whole streak before the streak even started. We said this was going to happen. This is who they are. A lot of sharps out there on that other side because it's plus money. And the streak is going to come to an end soon. Keep riding. Twins.
I don't think it's plus money no more. It must have been a picture change from the Twins. Because when I say there was plus money, Al said it's not plus money no more.
It's not?
No, I'm still seeing plus
Not
money.
for the Brewers.
No, it's plus money for Minnesota. Minnesota is a $1.25 underdog.
Yeah, $1.25.
Oh, okay.
That's the Twins. I'm on the Twins. I'm on the Mariners with who? Woo on that mound today. And then I'm on the Red Sox with Bayo. Come on, man. We rocking with our guys. We've been profitable. Let's keep rolling.
Big Al, what do you like here?
Oh, my parlay is going to go out to the UFL with Arlington. I'm going to throw in the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I'm going to go against Jay. I'm going to take Michael King and the Padres as the third leg of the Padres, of the parlay.
Wayne, what do you like?
Yeah, we're gonna go 3 different leagues. WNBA under in that Washington Sun. You get 158 or 157. I like it there as well. Boston money line. I'm in agreement with that one, and give me the Nuggets plus 8.
Jovan, what do you like here?
Yeah, I got 3 of them on the board. Rockies plus 1.5. White Sox plus 1.5. That's one. Astros, Reds. That's another one. And then I got another one that's all right. So it's Yankees, Dodgers. Extend no clip. If you want money line, do whatever you want to do with it. But then I got the 4-teamer. Yankees over. Dodgers over. They should crack ass. So do whatever you gotta do with that. Also on the YouTube, got a 2-teamer. No Aaron Gordon. Insert Russell Westbrook under points. I said it in the video, but just to reiterate, it is what it is.
So they're gonna crack ass and pound the coochie. Jeremy, what do you like here?
Hey, let me put on my Sally Jesse Raphael's. I don't know if I'm dating myself with that, but I got a little 5-team parlay with the same game parlay in it. I like the Thunder on the money line, the under in that game of 214. We talked about the 2 overs in the first segment. I love the Braves over. I love the Orioles over here in Baltimore. The wind's blowing out. It's humid as hell. And I like Freddie Peralta over 6.5 strikeouts with a payout of almost 1,700, plus 1,700.
Brian, what do you like for parlay?
I'm going to go 4-game multi-sport. Washington Mystics minus the points. Pittsburgh Pirates on the money line. The under in the NBA game, and the Leafs and Panthers under.
All right, I'll go with the under in the NBA game. I'll go with the Washington Mystics on the money line, and the under in Reds Guardians. All right, that's it. That's all. Appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. Remember, smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And check us all out over at Pick Dogs Premium. A lot of the guys here are going to have videos on the website as well. So make sure that you check it out. But we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early. See you guys soon.